Hi guys, so I just finished Peace Talks, which is book 16 of the Dresden Files, and we need to talk about it. Okay, this video is going to be spoilers for everything up to and including Peace Talks. So if you have not read the Dresden Files up to Peace Talks, or even beyond that, then get out of here and go read it. I knew going into this book that Peace Talks and Battlegrounds were the same book originally that was split up. However, I did think that this book would have more of an ending, but it really didn't, which is one thing that it kind of just felt like the book just abruptly ended, which I understand Battlegrounds takes place immediately afterwards, but I still would have liked some resolution in this book. It was just a lot and a lot and a lot of setup. Basically the entire book. I don't even remember like what part I was at, but as I was listening to the audiobook, I was like, this is a lot of setup. And then I looked at the book and I was like, oh, I'm 60% of the way through the book. It's gonna all like Sanderlanche now. And it didn't. It was basically just an entire book of build-up. I was really hoping that at the end we would get like Thomas tells Harry who it was that framed him. And then, Battlegrounds, Harry runs out of there and goes to go confront whoever it was. But we didn't get that. Also, Lara deciding that Harry was trying to kill Thomas was kind of just like out of the blue because why would Harry try to do that? I just felt like that was unnecessary. I felt like there was a lot of exposition done in this book as well. A lot of explaining what happened in the other books. Where if someone's reading book 16 of a series, they've already read the other 15 books plus all the short stories. I get maybe the publisher just wanted to either fill up the word count because they split the book up, or maybe it was the publisher thought that like everyone would have forgotten what happened. Which, okay, fair, but like they also could just look up a YouTube video and then read the next book. I don't like, if you're going to do a recap, then it should be like at the very beginning of a book. It's like, here's a recap of everything that happened. And then you go into the book instead of like sprinkling it in throughout the book. So let's talk about like what did happen in the book and some of the things I liked. We got a lot more of Harry and Maggie and Maggie's other daughter, which is like a Bob-like thing. And I really liked their interactions. It was cute. It was adorable. I liked all of Mouse that we got. I liked the SWAT elves. I love how they finally resolved the whole Harry and Murphy thing that I've been calling since book 1. Talk about a slow burn. The only bad thing is they said I love you. And now one of them's gonna die. Never say I love you before you go into battle. That's a death sentence. Okay, also we learned about Butter's sword, which can cut through anything magical or non-physical, but not anything mortal. Which is going to be very, very interesting in the next battle, because obviously they're going to have to kill something that is possessing someone, right? I think I'm onto something here. Because why else make that like such a big deal? Also, I love his lightsaber. It's amazing. It's awesome. It's so amazing. I love it. We also learned a lot about Harry being special. This was teased like books ago, like 10 books ago, that Harry is more than just a wizard. And in this book, Ebenezer kind of gives us a little hint as to what it could be, but he doesn't go into detail about it. And I think Harry's conjuritis has something to do with it, because Ebenezer and everyone else basically said conjuritis at this age. So I think that is going to play a part. Either it's going to solve the battle for them, or it's going to be related to Harry being, what was it, like the 3rd generation born on the full moon or whatever it was that he is. But I do wish that, like, at least we got closure at, like, one of the plot threads instead of leaving them all wide open. We also got to see Ebenezer find out that Thomas is his grandson. And Ebenezer takes it like the person that he is. I was really, maybe if Harry had actually told him sooner, then they could all like actually be a good family. But Harry picked the wrong time to tell him, and now it's just going to cause even more problems. Poor Thomas, he does not deserve this. Also, I don't think Justine is completely innocent. She's been way too quiet this whole book. And also, why did they decide to have a baby? She's having a vampire baby, and what is it? The mortality rate? The mortality rate for a half human, half vampire baby is what did they say, 30%? Why would they risk that? I really like how Harry is handling the whole winter night thing. Although now it feels kind of okay. I do wish, I thought that this book was going to be one of the books like at the beginning of the series where it was a case file, and I thought that's what it was leading up to. I thought it was going to be the threads of Harry being a special person born underneath whatever moon it was going to be like a plot thread that would lead into Battlegrounds, and I thought this book would just be who framed Thomas. And then all the other plot threads would be weaved into Battlegrounds. It wasn't. I was so excited for a little bit. I was like, it's going to tie in to the beginning of the series and all those little case files that he did. And it was nostalgic. And then it wasn't that at all. But what I did actually really enjoy is a lot of the characters from old books and even some of the short stories made an appearance in this book, and I thought that was really great. I really enjoyed seeing everyone come together, a whole bunch of different plot threads or conflicts that happened in other books came into this one, and you saw a lot more of the politics of the world, which I thought was really cool. I really liked how Mab just like completely got like thrown down. I like how Molly is gaining so much power, even though I do miss her being Harry's assistant. I really do like seeing her come into her own, even though it's awful what happened to her. I think she's going to take over for Mab in Battlegrounds and be the new like Queen of Air and Darkness. And I can't wait. Also, I don't know what's going to happen with Michael when that happens. We'll see. It'll be good. I am really, really sad there's only one more book left because this is an incredible journey. This has been such an amazing ride. I started reading the short stories out of order. I didn't read the short stories until the very end of last year, after I was like 14 books in. Maybe like 9 or 10 books in. And then I read the first collection of short stories. And the power growth between Harry Dresden of Changes and Harry Dresden of Stormfront is just bewildering. I was reading the first short story, and I was like, Harry used to be such a wimp. Even in the graphic novel, I read that too, and I was like, Harry can't do anything. I love the power growth of Harry Dresden throughout this series. And even in this book, I love how he's made enemies and allies, and he's taken everything that's been thrown at him and found ways to overcome it. And I really do hope that at the end of Battlegrounds, Harry gets a house back. He gets his family with Maggie and Murphy. But I don't think that's going to happen. Either Harry or Murphy's going to die because they said I love you. Maggie's going to end up living with the Carpenters. And Thomas is probably going to die. And Justine's going to have a possessed baby. Those are my theories for Battlegrounds.